We're going to get started with a couple of introductions. I'm going to introduce Miss Maggie and Miss Cynthia, let you know who they are. Then I'm going to turn it over to them, and they're going to have you for about the next hour. Maggie is the head of professional learning at Power Up EDU. She served as a district technology integration specialist, also an instructional academic coach, and she's a former elementary school teacher of the year. Welcome, Maggie.
Thank you so much, LA.
You are very welcome. And we've got Miss Cynthia Kaye. She's the CEO and Chief Zookeeper of Alive Studios. She's got a bachelor's in elementary education and a certificate of entrepreneurial executive leadership from MIT. And she's an innovator and teacher advocate. Welcome, Cynthia. With that, I'll turn it over to you guys. Thank you so much for being here, everybody.
Thanks, LA. Hey, everybody. We're so glad you can join us. Yeah, I'm in my mountain habitat today. And Maggie, you're in your classroom, right? Well, guys, we're so excited that you're joining us. We're going to talk about closing the gap. And some of you might have been in some of our other webinars. We will talk about the 7 mind-boggling resources. But what's a little bit different today is our special co-host, Maggie, with her unique background. She's going to share her expertise along with, our 7 resources. And especially with these crazy times right now, how we can get our student engagement, increased, and how we can help you do that. Maggie?
Awesome. Thank you, Cynthia. Super excited to be with you all today. And I'm hopeful that I can shed some light on how the technology, the pedagogical approach, and the content of Alive Studios really come together to bring students some dynamic learning opportunities. And then, like you mentioned, to kind of dive deeply into how this can serve to support that achievement gap that we know is only growing in light of COVID. So really excited to be here and to hopefully provide a little bit of a different perspective on how we can support students in this unusual time.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So what I'm going to start with my poll. So let's see. The question is, tell us how you're teaching currently, because I know this is kind of always changing. So let's launch it. And you just answer it. Are you teaching in the classroom, virtually from home, virtually from the classroom, and the hybrid? So, okay, let's see. I'll share it in just a minute. Looks like teaching virtually from home is the number 1 here. So let's see. I'm going to end the poll and let's share it. So yeah, 51% of you said you are teaching virtually from home. That's a lot higher than I thought. And then 16% are teaching in the classroom. And let's see, 16% are teaching from the classroom and then virtually. And then we've got a little bit of a hybrid. Okay, awesome. So Maggie, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's some interesting data. I'm also surprised to see how many people are teaching from home, but I think what's exciting in seeing that breakdown and seeing that our participants are really doing all the approaches to learning. So I think what's most exciting is that everything that we're going to talk about today can support the teaching in a traditional learning environment, in a virtual learning environment, whether you're teaching from your classroom or from home, which it seems like a lot of you are. So everything that we're going to cover today fits all of those environments, which I think is really exciting. And I think it serves to close those gaps that we know exist and are continuing to grow and be magnified by this unusual disruption to instruction that we have. So very interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we've got something for everybody. And like I said, we're going to be kicking off the 7 resources. And the first 2 resources that we're going to show you are completely free. So it's something you can use right away. And so I guess we'll just go ahead and let me share my screen. Make sure I'm optimized. That's important. Okay, here we go. The first 2 resources.
What is it? Horse. Everybody saying horse.
Horse.
So why are these kids so excited and engaged? Believe it or not, it's brain science. I'm Cynthia, Chief Zookeeper of Alive Studios, and we're here in our farm habitat. So Dr. Judy Willis shares her brain research in her book, Ignite Student Learning. It's a great book. She shares with us how as teachers, when we're teaching our kids, the more learning modalities we use, the more they're engaged. And we want engaged kids, right? So here's some examples of different learning modalities. There's doing, feeding the chickens. There's creating an element of surprise, kinesthetic, seeing, hearing. Those are just a few learning modalities that you can use when you're teaching your material to your kids. So when you're doing this, it's creating these unique pathways in your kids' brains, and they'll be able to retain and recall the information they learned. Throughout our session today, we'll be introducing you to 7 mind-boggling resources. The first 2 resources are completely free, and you can use them right away. All 7 of these resources use brain science to take your student engagement through the roof. Oh, one more thing. Since it's been such a challenging year for you and your students, we're offering a very big savings coupon at the end of our session. We've never done this before, so stick around to the end of our session to learn more. Okay, so before we get started, you might be wondering, who's Alive Studios and why do we exist? Well, my husband and I adopted 2 boys from Latvia, a country near Russia, and they struggled to learn to read. Now, I was a former educator, I had an education company, and I couldn't find anything that would engage them. This led us to create something really different that would not only help my boys, but students, teachers, and parents everywhere. So our Zoo Crew team got together and found a new technology called augmented reality. And we paired it with 26 zoo animals to make them come to life in 3D. This has helped to engage students and increase learning outcomes in classrooms nationwide. So let's go ahead and share these 7 resources with you. And I have Gertie Giraffe who's gonna help us today. Hey Gertie, come on out and help me.
Sure. I'd love to help.
All right, let's do it. Okay, resource number 1, the Zoo Crew Alphabet Show, which is completely free. So hey Gertie, why don't you tell them why we created the Zoo Crew Alphabet Show?
Okay. Well, when the schools closed, we all had to stay home. So we created the Zoo Crew Alphabet Show to help the kids keep learning, and I got to be in all 26 episodes.
That's right.
Woo-hoo!
So here's Zookeeper Zach to tell us more about the show.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, it's Zookeeper Zach. Have you ever heard of the Zoo Crew Alphabet Show? Well, it's a free remote learning resource that you can watch on YouTube. Your kids will learn about letters, letter sounds, and animals. And guess what? The animals come to life in 3D magic. And with each episode, we read a short rhyming story that teaches social emotional growth skills. Kids love it.
Hey, I got a great idea. Let's watch a few clips from the show and see some of the fun.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh, hey kids. Hey, I was just visiting the alligators. I'm Cynthia, Chief Zookeeper of the Alive Studio Zoo, and we're gonna visit alligators today. Hey everybody, I'm trying to get Henry Horse and his friends into our barn. Do you know what habitat that is at our zoo? Today, I'm out here exploring with Sergio. So that means we're gonna learn about seals today and the letter S. Do you think the lions live in the desert habitat? Or how about the swamp? Ooh, I think I swallowed a bug. You ready? Ooh, is this the uppercase letter L or the lowercase letter L?
It's the uppercase
That's
letter L.
right. It's
Yay.
the uppercase
Yay.
letter L.
Let's sing our letter sound song.
Yay!
Yay! Tummy, toucan. The letter T makes the sound
It's story time. It's story time. It's story time. Okay, let's read our story. Ollie orangutan loves to help. Look, Ollie put a Band-Aid on your nose just like he did Katie.
Yeah.
So Gertie, what have you done that's been kind to your friends?
I help Ollie learn to write his letters.
Ooh. Well, you guys can also have your own Ollie story. There's a link in the description below this video. Today, we learned about
Yaks.
That's right. And what habitat do yaks live in?
The mountain habitat.
That's right, the mountain habitat. And we learned that a baby yak is called
A calf.
That's right, a calf.
Yay! Wow, watching all these clips reminds me of all the fun we had. I got to touch the letters on the screen, sing songs, dance, and even meet the animals.
Yeah, you used a lot of different learning modalities, didn't we? It's over 6 hours of fun virtual learning. And did you notice we had another free resource? You can download all 26 storybooks from each episode.
Wow.
Now for resource number 2, the interactive alphabet chart. And it's free too. We know it can be a little tricky navigating videos on YouTube, so we developed this really simple to use interactive alphabet chart. You can see it has all of our 26 letters and our animals, and even the Zoo Crew alphabet song. And it's so simple. If I just want to learn about the letter O and Ollie the orangutan, I just click it. And it's going to go right there.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's our 2 resources. And did you guys notice there is, you can download 26 of our storybooks. And the cool thing is they do have on the back the questions for discuss social emotional skills. So it might be about being kind or caring. There's 26. So great way to create a conversation with the kids, whether it's virtually or in the classroom. Maggie, I see it looked like you want to say something.
No, I was just going to add to that. I think this so meaningfully blends the different modalities into an approach that's fun, that students don't even realize the learning experience that's happening as they go through these videos. So I think that's so powerful.
Yeah. And it's a great way for parent engagement, right? So they can watch these with their kids and have these discussions, and which is, you're really going to like resource number 3. That's the next one. And you're going to see how they tie together. So let's go ahead. There's a bug. You see the bug here? It's a part of the jungle out here. Let's go to resource number 3. So I'm going to go back to our video, and here we go.
Now for resource number 3, Journals Alive. Journals Alive is our free mobile app that makes our printed letters and math student journals come alive. Now let's watch Mr. Greg, a kindergarten teacher in Tennessee, give us a quick look at the Letters Alive journals.
So the Letters Alive journal is a way to bring the augmented reality technology of Letters Alive and Math Alive into your classroom in a simple but engaging way that your kids are going to love. So the first thing you're going to notice when you open up the journal is it comes with some stickers and a little sticker chart. So as your kids or students master the letters, they can put the stickers onto the sticker chart. The first page gives you instructions on how to use the journal. So in order to use the journal, you need to download an app. When you download it onto your iPad, your tablet, your phone, it's going to look like that on the screen. So here's what the journal pages look like. So there's a spread for every letter. So you're going to see it's got the letter, the name of the animal. The kids can color the picture, they can write the letters.
Look, Miss, when I get done.
And then there's activities for the letters. So what else starts with letter A? So they can draw pictures for the letter. They can circle pictures that start with the letter. They can draw things that start with the letter and the sound. They can write a story about things that start with D. So they're going to work on the letters, the sounds, they're going to do a little activity. And the really cool part about the journals is that they actually come alive. And so if you'll notice on the page, there's Amos the alligator. And then here at the bottom, you see this little bug. That's the augmented reality part of the journals.
Now watch me scan the letter Z bug, like Mr. Greg was about to do with the letter A. Imagine engaging your students like this. How fun, right? Here I am outside interacting with Zelda Zebra and Zookeeper Zach with the Journals Alive app and the Letters Alive journal. Hey Zach, do you have our journal?
I sure do. Coming up.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I'm
there's our
excited.
magic letter bug, and I'm just gonna point at it and watch it come alive. Let's see. There's Zelda, and she's running. I think she broke out of the fence. Look at her running. Oh my gosh. Hey Zach, can you get in the picture with her?
Sure. Hey, Zelda. Hey, it's Zelda.
It is. You want to try to pet her?
Slow down.
And
I'll try. She's fast.
I know, and I'll take
Wait,
your
wait.
picture.
All right.
Cheese. Okay. That's really good. So I'll show you a little bit about these buttons so we can hear her name,
Zebra.
the sound she makes. It's kind of a funny sound. And her character name.
Zelda. Zebra.
And let's learn about the letter Z. So I'm going to click on this button. See, there's the letter Z, and I can move it around. There's the uppercase. Wow, that's huge. Hey, and we can take pictures. Hey, Zookeeper Zach, can you get a picture with the letter Z for me?
Of course. Hey, you know Z's my favorite letter, as in Zookeeper Zach.
That's right. Zookeeper Zach. Hold still, I'm going to take your picture. Fantastic. I'll email it so you can send it to your friends.
Oh, yes.
And you can hear the letter name.
Z.
You can hear the sound it makes.
Z.
And you can trace the letter.
Z.
You can pick your favorite color.
Red.
All right, Christopher, can you trace the K?
Oh, that's a sound. We learned this letter today. What's our letter today?
I do like.
Good.
Weren't those Letters Alive journals fun? Now I want to show you a sneak peek of our Math Alive journals. We're going to feed the animals. So you open up here. We're going to, when the kids master 0 through 20 and their 3D shapes, they earn these fun sticker badges. I'm going to go to number 7. And I love to demo 7. So Henry Horse likes to eat carrots. Color Henry. And then draw more carrots to make 7. You're going to scan the number bug and feed Henry 7 carrots. And
Feed
there's
Henry 7 carrots.
Okay, I'm gonna feed him.
1, 2,
So now we're gonna go to learn the number.
7,
You can see the number,
7,
spell the number,
S, E, V,
tally marks.
7, 1, 2,
You'll count the
2,
number, trace the number.
7.
Again, you cannot learn to trace it wrong. Teachers love that. So you can see how engaging these resources are, right? But are they effective? Well, we got a video from a mom whose daughter uses our Letters Alive journal along with the Zoo Crew Alphabet Show. And she learned all of her letters and most of her letter sounds. And she's not even 3 years old yet. Check this out.
Scan the bug. Right. There she is. Who is that?
That's Celine Cow.
Celine Cow.
You're right. You did it.
Magic letter I bug up on the screen. You take your tablet or your phone and scan that image and watch Ima come alive in your house. So let's learn more about the letter I. And you know what we do here? We play the uppercase, lowercase game. Yeah. So the letter I has 2 sounds. And the best way to remember that is in your name. Ima, iguana. Right, so let's go there. Iguana.
I'ma, iguana. Long I, short I, it.
I. Like I'm a iguana. It. Like it.
Iguana.
Iguana, yeah. That's right.
So, oh my gosh, I never get tired of seeing that. Stacy, I see you popped on. You have a question from our audience?
Okay. Number one, do the journals work with the Chromebook?
Yeah, great question. They work with the Lenovo Chrome OS Lenovo 10E as of recently. And I tell you why, the Chromebooks, the camera is in the wrong place. When you notice the kids have whether it's a smartphone or an iPad or a Kindle Fire or Android, they're scanning this way, and the Chromebooks are not set up that way at this point, except for that Lenovo 10E. So anyway, yeah, that's the answer to that question.
Okay, the second one is if the parents work with the kids at home with the journals, is there anything to give them support with it and what things to do with it?
Oh, definitely. So on our website, there's you can download a free document. And Stacy, you're the one who even helped develop this. What would we even call that?
The parent guide.
Parent guide. How original. Yeah.
Right.
Download the parent guide, and it gives you tons of extra fun activities that the parent can do with the child, with the student, like go around and try to find things out in the yard that start with the letter A. So you have the letter A on there, and then they can take pictures of it and then come back and show you, take pictures with the animal. I mean, it's endless. So there's a whole series of suggestions for the parents to do, along with the regular journal too. And I think these journals are like $10. They're so cheap. So between the free show and the inexpensive journal, what a great way to start closing that gap. I mean, she was not even 3 and ended up learning all of her letters, upper and lowercase, and most of her sounds. And I have to say, I have a granddaughter. She's 20 months old, and I started showing it to her. And oh my gosh, she's mesmerized by it. She chases me around the house with the journal going, rawr, rawr, lying, which is, I'm like impressed. So it's amazing what these kids, what engages them and how this could really help close the gap. Stacy, do you have another question or a comment?
It's not a question, just a comment. If you go to journalsalive.com, all the information is there for you.
And we're going to put that in the follow-up link too for you. You'll get tomorrow. Great. Thanks, Stace. Maggie, any thoughts? I didn't want to hog up the whole thing.
No, you're good. I was just thinking, as teachers, we're always thinking, how can we make the most of homework? And the role of homework and learning at home has really increased as we've had this transition of learning environments. So I think what's really cool here is it provides that seamless piece of homework or learning at home resource that students can use that really blends the 3 key elements that we would be looking for. It's the content, which is those early literacy skills that we know are just so important. It blends the scaffolded journals or the instructional approach with the technology that makes it mind-blowingly engaging through the augmented reality. So with those 3 pieces together, not only is it easily accessible and meaningful, but it makes the most of that learning continuum that bridges the gap between what's going on in school and what's happening at home. So I think that makes this a really neat resource and really well positioned depending on your learning environment, but for everybody.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of districts buying these in the thousands and getting them to every one of their students, whether it's pre-K or kindergarten, even some of them are first, because again, they missed part of kindergarten and they'll be going into first, and they still have that gap. So yeah, excellent. All right, I think we're ready for resource. Let me see, I know it's resource number 4, right? Okay, let's do resource number 4.
See you next time. Bye-bye. So cute. Oh, hey, now for resource number 4. Rugs Alive. Now, Rugs Alive is our free mobile app that makes our classroom rugs come alive. You're seeing me through our app now with my iPad, and that's how you can see Gertie Giraffe. Right, Gertie? Most of you probably have a rug in your classroom now, but do you have 3D animals that magically appear on it? Let's drop in on Mr. Greg's classroom to see how his students will react when he shows them how to make an animal magically appear on one of our classroom rugs.
Now, what if I told you that we can make the animals in the carpet come to life in our classroom? What do you think? And where does the elephant live?
In the jungle.
All right, so we're gonna put the elephant with the jungle, because where do elephants live?
Jungle.
All right, then we're gonna scan it and we're gonna see Edie Elephant. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Remember, stay still so I can show you Edie.
I was gonna battle Edie Elephant.
You can find elephants in jungles.
Oh, can you guys see me? I don't know what happened. Oh, I have to stop share. I get so into the videos that I don't, where am I? Okay, so is that not mind-boggling? That is so crazy. And those rugs, they're around the same price as a regular rug, except you just come alive. I think we got the idea from a teacher. She's like, wouldn't it be cool if you guys had rugs and animals popped up? And we're like, that's pretty cool. So, Maggie, are you there? Okay.
I am. Sorry, I have to unmute myself. What I think is so cool, first of all, the first time I saw those rugs, I was mind blown. So I think that kids have a very similar experience. And what I think is really cool here is that these rugs help enforce that literacy content that you're teaching them in the classroom, but it really does so within the context of STEM. And so seeing those animals and learning about their habitats provides context that really helps students better understand the content that you're teaching. So I think it's just such a powerful way to kind of bring that learning into the classroom and to show that that learning transcends content areas and let students learn the content in multiple environments. Also, I would also say there, you guys have some amazing resources for STEM activities on your website that accompany that rug. So I think that's definitely something worth mentioning and something worth checking out if you haven't done so.
Right. So on our website, yes, you can download some more STEM activities with that rug, mathematic activities. It's really cool. Now I know rugs are not real popular right now during COVID, but that won't always be the case. So it's just good to be aware that it's out there. Stacey, any questions, or should I go on to resource number 5?
We want to see number 5.
Okay, so I'm going to show you resource number 5, and the first 3 resources, well, actually first 4, they're all free apps that make a rug or journals come alive. Now we're going to show you augmented reality that works on a PC or a Mac, and so let's check it out.
Now for resource number 5. Letters Alive. This is our ELA supplemental curriculum kit. It incorporates many learning modalities using our 3D zoo animals to teach the skills and concepts for early literacy.
In a fun, engaging way, too. And it can be used in the classroom and remote teaching.
That's right.
Yeah.
So let's watch as a couple of kindergarten classes use Letters Alive to learn all about Henry Horse and the letter H. And notice how engaged and active the kids are during the lessons.
Go. What is it? Everybody say horse. Horse. What sound? What sound? So we have a horse. What letter? What letter? What letter? What letter? Listen. What sound? All right, here's your video. And I want to hear my good readers. We're going to read these sentences.
The is little.
Oh. All right, listen.
The horse is little.
Your turn.
The horse is little.
What was this thing called? Do you remember? Oh, what was it?
A period.
And when we see the period, what do we do?
Stop.
Very good.
Big.
Read.
The horse is big.
Beautiful. Listen to those good readers.
Yellow.
The horse is yellow.
Can a horse run?
Yes.
Run.
What's he doing?
Running.
All right, so what's our animal?
The horse.
Everybody say horse.
Horse.
What sound? Very good. And how do we spell?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. It's a horse. It looks like a painted pony. Let's hear his name.
Henry, horse.
Henry Horse. Say Henry Horse.
Henry horse.
What do you notice about the H's in his name? What do you notice?
It has two. They're capital.
There's two and they're capital because it's his name, right? What sound does the letter H make? Let's find out if you're right. Good job. All right, let me show you a little video about this animal. I'll put my video card down.
Oh, baby! Baby! What do they call the baby? I wonder what they call the baby.
A baby is called a colt or a foal. I'm going to show you the sentence and then we'll do it together. So here we go. We have the horse
Can fly.
Let's read that one together.
The horse can fly.
He's telling you, can he fly?
No.
What do you think a horse eats?
Hay.
Are they a carnivore or an herbivore? Herbivore.
Eat.
All right. What is he eating? It says oats, which is kind of a grain, right?
Yeah.
It is a grain. All right. But they also eat hay and grass and those kind of things. So let's
Now that you've seen Letters Alive in the classroom, here are a couple of ways that you can use Letters Alive to teach virtually.
And notice now we have the letter A, uppercase and lowercase, that I can toggle back and forth. And these letters are 3D, which is very cool. Note the buttons, hear the letter name,
A.
and the short and long vowel sound.
A.
All right.
Can.
Can a toucan fly? Let's see if he flies.
Fly.
Whoa, what's he doing? All right. Here we go. The toucan can fly. Everybody read it with me. The toucan can fly.
So tell me, with Alive Studios, what's been the best, most impactful thing for you? Oh, let's do your students first.
Okay,
Let's
all
talk
right.
about your students.
Well, I'm in love. They're in love. But for my students, this is the first time in 19 years of teaching special education and preschool that I can say that I've had something come about that my kids are hooked. They love. They leave after one lesson and they have something to take home to share with their parents. It's getting them up so that they're up learning, they're hands-on, they're helping me teach the lesson to the other friends. Everybody can be involved, and it's just amazing. The parents are talking about what they're coming home talking about as almost just turned 4-year-olds, they were just 3, they were just in diapers and pull-ups, and they're now talking about letters and the sounds that they make. So
Tell
that's
us about the little kid. He's just turned 4.
Just turned 4.
How he goes home with Amos.
Yeah, so
the
he
letters.
goes home. Our first animal that they met after waiting because they watched the map to see where we were going first. He met Amos alligator, and he went home. And the mom came back and said, "I feel really bad because I wasn't teaching him his letters. I didn't think he was capable of learning the letters and the sounds." But he came home and said, "Amos alligator, A starts with A, and it says 2 sounds, A and A." So she was amazed, and of course I felt really good.
Yeah.
But it was all because of our lives.
I just think that's amazing. And Letters Alive comes with a full year supplemental curriculum that we call Zookeeper lesson plans. And here's what's included: our teacher field guide, the Zookeeper ABC boot camp, and Animal a Week lessons with literacy centers. And Stacy, she's part of our zoo crew, she's going to tell you all about it.
Thanks, Cynthia. First up, the Teacher Field Guide. This is a printed booklet, and it has an entire year overview of Zookeeper ABC Bootcamp and Animal a Week lessons. It makes it very easy for teachers to choose the lessons that best fit their class and student needs. It's got some great references within it and includes checklists for all the materials that you need to complete your lesson planning. Next, we have Zookeeper ABC Bootcamp. This is an introduction to letters, letter sounds, and handwriting. It's designed to introduce a letter, a sound, and one of our zoo animals each day for 26 days. But based on your student needs, you do have the flexibility to follow your own timeline. Everything is provided to complete the camp. We have modeling videos, resources for whole group instruction, letter books and predictable readers for differentiated instruction, and 12 different literacy centers. And at the end of boot camp, you have a big celebration with a fashion show. Last, we have Animal a Week lessons. These lessons are a 26-week tour of the Alive Studios Zoo. As they visit a different animal in their habitat each week, students will learn the skills and concepts of early literacy. We used a cross-curricular approach when designing the lessons. It includes science, social studies and geography, and our short stories include social emotional growth skills. We even included some special STEM projects. You can use this for whole group and small group instruction, and it also includes literacy centers. Well, there you have it. Those are our Zookeeper lesson plans.
Awesome. So, guys, talking about, again, closing the gap, we found from teachers this summer that using Letters Alive, which is a supplemental kit, so whatever your core is and whatever you're doing, keep that going. But this is just supplementing to increase that engagement. And you can screen share this information, this kit, right? Letters Alive, you can screen share that like you saw Faith in the video. And those kids get so excited. The alligator pops up right on their screen. And another cool thing we've just learned is there's a remote control feature in the bottom of Zoom. And when you click on it, you can assign it to a kid like, pretend Stacy was my kid. I said, all right, Stacy, I can give her controls. And she can actually touch the button or use a mouse and touch the buttons or the words on Letters Alive. And or math, you're going to find that out later, and engage the kids virtually. I thought that was really cool. So we're learning along with you guys on how engaging this can be even virtually. I mean, it was designed for in the classroom, but boy, it can be used either way now. So what a great way to help close the gap. And you can just use it for 10 minutes, 15, however many minutes you need to get those kids engaged. Hey, Maggie,
Cynthia. Yeah, so what I think is really neat here is that everything we've talked about so far, the rugs, the journals, they're all connected by this Letters Alive. And whether you are a teacher that's taught phonics for years and years and years, or whether you're new to it, this provides you everything and literally everything you need to facilitate really high quality learning for your students. I also think it's important to note that everything that Cynthia and her team have developed is research-based, it's data-driven, and it's systematic in its approach. So It is designed to maximize student learning in a time where these instructional gaps just continue to grow. Not only is it an incredibly engaging way to capture your students' interest, it's a very meaningful approach to teaching those skills and to ensuring that students get what they need on the time frame you have. So whether it's through an animal a week or whether it's with the boot camp with a letter a day, there's many different approaches you can take, but you can rest assured that it is research-based. It's rooted deeply in data, and it is a systematic, scaffolded approach to learning.
Yes, and it's all based on brain science. You know, Dr. Judy Willis, we're not just fans, but we went to California, sat with her to really understand when we designed this, along with teachers, that it would really be impactful and why it's really effective. So, and it's super, super flexible. Okay, so any other questions before I move on to, I think we're at 6 and 7 and the special offer. Yes, Stacy.
Okay, 2 questions again. Somebody wants to know about special ed and somebody wants to know about ELL.
Excellent. So special ed, it's great for special ed children, anywhere from pre-K to really young adult. It's used in all ages there. We have a great story. A little boy, he's autistic, he's 5, and he never spoke. And we have the case study or the testimony on our website. But when they use Letters Alive and they put the letter L, Larry the lion came off and he roared, roar. And the little boy said, wow. And it was the animals that started to bring him out. And it was just huge. I mean, it was really a tearjerker. We actually learned about it from a news story. We didn't even know. And then we reached back out to him. So special ed is fantastic. EL, Mr. Greg has been using Letters Alive with his curriculum, and now we've combined it with ours, Zookeeper ABC Bootcamp. 90% of his kids come in speaking a different language, not English. And you'll see his case studies on our website. It's like a 3 to 4 times. They know their letters and sounds in 26 days following the boot camp with the augmented reality Letters Alive. So very, very impactful for ELL children, special needs, general population. It's just fun for everybody. It's so different, right? So great, great question. If we don't have any more, I'm going to go to the next. We have resource 6, 7, and we're going to go to our special offer. And then we're going to come back and have some more discussion and some more Q&A and a few more things I want to tell you. All right, let's see.
Now for resource number 6, Math Alive. It's our full year supplemental curriculum kit for mathematics. It uses our 3D zoo animals and some gaming technology to teach 86 math skills for pre-K and kindergarten. So let's begin on Mr. Greg's class, practicing the concepts of comparing numbers and learning about place value.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh. Run!
0 is less than 8. 2 is less than 8.
Let's do 26.
20. 6.
All right, let's count by 10.
10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
What's our number?
26!
How many 10s do we have?
2!
And how many 1s do we have?
6!
And that makes?
26!
You see how engaging Math Alive and Letters Alive is using multiple modalities? But how do we assess our student progress in an engaging way too? We do it with our partner, ESGI. We have our own series of 42 preloaded tests for Letters Alive and Math Alive in ESGI's assessment software. And you can also use thousands of other tests that are included or even create your own. Now watch this quick video of Mr. Greg assessing a student virtually. You're gonna look and see how fun and easy it is. It's like playing a game.
All right, so we're gonna do your letters and sounds using ESGI. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, do you see the screen with the letters? All right, I want you to do your very best, and I want you to tell me the letters. And if you don't know one, it's okay. Just do your best. Are you ready? Yeah. All right, go.
S O N J.
Very good.
Now for resource number 7. It's Learning Alive. Now, Learning Alive is a bundled kit that includes Letters Alive, Math Alive, and 3 interactive stories as a bonus.
Yeah, let's watch this short let's just watch this highlights video of Learning Alive.
Yes.
G, G, G. Cat. Thing. At. That. Swim. Jump. Eat. The frog can eat. Fly.
Augmented reality, Letters Alive, and Alive Studios really has increased the engagement and excitement that my class and my students have for ABC Boot Camp.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 2 is less than 8. Cube, sphere, 679.
Time to pack. What will he take?
Okay, so those are the 7 mind-boggling resources for taking your student engagement through the roof. Now you can get these resources separately, or all 7 can come in a giant bundle called Classrooms Alive. Like this classroom here in Texas, Miss Murray has converted her classroom into a magical zoo-themed learning experience with the help of Classrooms Alive. She has our rug, our letters and math journals, and Learning Alive, and teaching a lesson with Amos Alligator. Well, hopefully throughout this session, you've been able to be inspired with more ideas to increase your student engagement. Okay, remember, I told you we're offering a never-before special. It's valued over $375, and here it is. When you purchase one of our supplemental curriculum kits, we have 2 free gifts for you. Free gift number 1, a 20-pack of our student journals of your choice. And free gift number 2, 2 hours of live virtual training.
Okay. Okay. So, I want to talk about the 2 hours of free virtual training that we added in. If you guys get one of the kits, when you get the training, we can even help you virtually. Some tips and tricks on if you're teaching from home or from the classroom to the kids at home, we can help with that as part of this special that we're doing. So just wanted to throw that in. Maggie, you had a couple things you wanted to say?
Yeah, that's really exciting that the training is now, you get the virtual training free. So that's really exciting. I know, that's awesome. So I'm just thinking, kind of as we wrap up, there are a lot of things that we look for when we look for effective instruction and meaningful curriculum and content. And this really does check all of the boxes. It couples the content that students are learning and that is essential for their development as readers and writers with the meaningful integration of technology, and it increases engagement exponentially to see those animals pop up and come to life. I also think there's probably a lot of situations where as a teacher, I would be watching something like this and I would think, I really want that for my students. And I would love to bring that kind of learning to my classroom. And it would be something that I would need to bring up with a decision maker in my school, whether it's a curriculum leader or an administrator. And if I were in your shoes, a lot of you that are sitting here thinking, I've got to get this for my classroom, I would be thinking about some things that I might say to my school leader to help them understand what a powerful resource this is. So if you're a note taker and you want to jot this down, but we're going to be sending this out in that follow-up email, but this is a supplemental resource that can systematically improve literacy instruction while closing the instructional gaps that we know just keep growing. So we'll send that out so you don't have to remember that, but just so you're aware, this is a systematic, data-driven and research-based resource that when you see the data that results from the learning, there's just no question that it can bring great experiences to your students.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's like bringing Disney, you know.
It is.
Except we did it with zoo animals. So there's a few things I know you'll want to know. That special lasts until December 18th. And so if you want us to help you with quotes, just send us an email. We can do that. So you've got between now and December 18th to get that in. The promo code is called Close the Gap. So, because that's what we feel like, you know, we're all about helping you guys try to close the gap right now with our kids. And funding. We're on the follow-up tomorrow. We've got some other funding options for you guys. Donors Choose is one of them. And, you know, talking about funding, there might be some technology funding out there. And we've got a little unique package called Plug and Play. It's really a Windows Touch laptop preloaded with our Letters Alive software or learning, depending what you want. Comes with the document camera, of course, the webcam in the camera. And it's just an easy plug and play solution. And we'll put that on the follow-up too. So just everything you need, whether you need to teach virtually or in the classroom. So keep an eye out on that. And of course, the replay will go out on the follow-up. I think that's about it. Maggie, can you think of any other closing comments?
Well, if it helped, would I unmute my mic? No, I think that covers it, but I think just it's a really exciting offer to get the virtual training so that people can make the most of this right out of the box. So I think that's a great offer, and this would be like the prime time to take advantage of that.
Yeah, definitely. And you guys, if you want to go to our place sooner, it's alivestudioszoo.com. That's our website if you want to check out what we're talking about. Because the follow-up will probably be after lunch because it takes us a while to get the video edited and out there. So, Stacy, I see you've got some questions.
Okay, we get asked lots of questions. I've never heard this one.
Oh, okay.
Do you think that the math program would take the fear out of math for the kids?
Oh, there's no doubt. I never liked math. And when you have animals trying to teach you these math concepts, it absolutely takes the fear out. I sat in the back of a room in a classroom here in Gwinnett County, and it was kids that were struggling with math. It was second grade, and they were using our Math Alive. And in the back of the class was a little girl. I think they were doing greater than and less than with Amos Alligator. In the middle of the class, she jumps up and she goes, "Finally, I got it." I mean, who does that? Unless this kid must have been wrestling for the longest time on trying to figure it out. But when you use all these different modalities and you're creating an emotion, the kids become engaged and they get involved, and it's easier for them to understand. So yeah, Math Alive is just as popular as Letters Alive, again, using these animals to teach these concepts. So there's 86 math concepts. It's a great way to introduce them.
And Cynthia, if I could just add to that, I think one of the other things that's really neat about Math Alive is it brings what's kind of an abstract concept to being very concrete. And so sometimes that in and of itself removes the fear because students are seeing it and connecting with something that they already know and are better able to understand it because of that. So that could definitely take away the fear.
Absolutely. And these animals become their friends. So, you know, if Amos, he's helping the teacher, do the concept, if you will, or model the concept. It really helps, and you're going to see a big difference. And then you got the journals that complement that, right? So you got the Math Alive journals that complement it, and the letters. And you guys will notice, I meant to say this earlier, on the Zoo Crew show, and you see me hitting buttons. Well, on the free app with the journals, it's the same exact buttons. So the kids can watch and they can do the same exact thing at home with their parents. So I wanted to at least, mention that. All right. Anything else? Any questions before we wrap up? Oh, Stace, anything more?
Quick. Somebody wants to know if the plug and play will work for pre-K.
Absolutely. So the plug and play, like I said, is really a teacher laptop, our software, and all the, document camera and everything included. So the curriculum is geared for pre-K and kindergarten. And then, of course, it's great for first and second grade for those kids who are still struggling with still early literacy in math or in the reading. So absolutely, it will, and we'll have that information for you in the follow-up as well. All right, I'll leave the broadcast on a little bit so people, if they have more questions, LA and Stacy can answer them. But you guys, we're for you. We're here for you. Reach out to us if you need any other questions. If you have ideas, send them to us. Need quote requests, we can help you with that too. And I guess that is it. So thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Thanks, Maggie, for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here today.